everybody. Welcome to another episode of the I Can Do It podcast. I'm your host, April Burke, and today I sit down with fellow stand-up comedian Adam Santa Fe from Florida, live from Florida. Hi, Adam. How's it going?
Hey, doing good, April. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm going to point out this bruise on my arm because I'm sure people will see it. I have a new boyfriend. However, it is not domestic violence. It was just a sex bruise. Just want to make sure people know that. Get it out here and open.
Yeah, congratulations then. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. You and I met over Zoom comedy shows with PHAN. When did you get into comedy? How did you get into comedy?
Yeah, so I actually come from the different comedy world of improv. And so I was a big Whose Line Is It Anyways fan, like Wayne Brady, Colin Mockery. And I kind of started doing more of that in college. And from there, kind of kept growing and growing. And so this year, I'm like, you know what? Let's get into stand-up. Let's try some different things. So it's been fun. Oh, yeah. That
is awesome. That is awesome. I started back in the day. My brother works at Walmart, and he would have like these work parties, and all the Walmart employees would come and get trashed. And I would just write little like one-liners and do them at the show. I mean, they were all wasted, so no matter what I said, it was funny.
Yeah. It was like, just laugh. She's hilarious. Just do it.
Exactly. It was a great comedy. It was a nice boost, I think. Some of my comedy inspirations are like George Carlin. My boyfriend and I watched Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart last night. They're a great combination too. Has anybody inspired you in comedy? Anybody?
Yeah, so I kind of like the out there ones. Like Robin Williams is always, that's craziness on stage, and just the way he works the audience is so funny. I always like a Jim Carrey as well. His energy, his presence, like you just look at him, and you're like, that guy's funny.
Yes, and I feel that about you. When I first saw you, I'm like, wow, he brings the energy. Like, this is great. And you actually hosted one night when I was on a show, and I want to ask about that. I've never hosted. Like, what does it feel like? Like, how is it different than just being on the show?
Yeah, it's definitely, you got to pay more attention to trying to see if like you can make a quick joke in between transitions. Yeah. And kind of keeping that energy going, because really you set the tone, you set the pace. It's kind of all eyes on you. So even when you mess up someone's name, you just kind of have to keep on trucking, as we have found out. But no, it's so much fun because you get more stage time too, and you get to just try out different things. You get more comfortable on stage, and it really helps try to find your voice in a way.
Yeah, definitely. I think you did a great job, I must say. I've seen a lot go up there, and it's just like, oh my God, this is how the show's gonna be. Like, not with people that we worked with, but like in the past, like at actual clubs, it's been like, oh my God, this is gonna drag.
You get there and you're just like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be the guy the whole time? Like, what is happening here?
Exactly. How did you and PHAN meet? Did you know him from before?
Yeah, so he comes down to Florida once or twice a year. I met him at one of the shows, and he's like, hey, I do workshops if you want to come to one. And so signed up for a workshop, and that's kind of how we really hit it off. And I know a lot of comedians down here too, and they're like, hey, you should get back in contact with them for Zoom. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so it's really exciting to like be in this comedy world now, because I get to meet people like you that I would probably never have met.
We never would have met. I know, it's crazy. And he's got so many great people on his shows. Like, I love his shows. He's an inspiration to me. I think he's great. He stuck up for me one night when somebody made a sexually inappropriate joke with my name in it, saying that he was a sex addict and had thought about fucking April Burke like 6,273 times since the show started. Yeah.
Doesn't anyone read the rules? What just happened?
They don't read the rules. And like, I've even brought in fellow comedians to try to get in on the shows, and they're on their phones the whole time. Apparently they can't read the rules either.
Oh my goodness.
And like, Dat is going to face this with bringing the audiences in, because he's starting to bring bigger and bigger audiences in. And it's just like everybody has a microphone, like he says, and it's just insanity.
Yeah, it gets
I'm
crazy.
not jealous of his position at all. Let me tell you.
But he has like this cool setup that looks like the space station. And he has
Yes.
like all these gadgets and lights. I'm over here just like, I stole this mic from work one day. Like, it's not even hooked up. It's just here. And I'm just like, hey guys, hosting, woo!
See, and you look all professional and say, yeah, I would never have thought.
Yeah, I try. I fake it till you make it. That's what I'm here to do, you know?
I did that too. I had these curtains. These are my patio door curtains.
Let's say your background looks very nice. Absolutely.
Thank you. And, I'm in my living room in my apartment. And now you're living in an RV? You're building a house, right?
Yes. So right now I've been living in an RV. It's really a fifth wheel. I've been here. Me and my girlfriend lived in it for about 3 years now. As most people across the world know, rent's expensive. I could imagine New York. I couldn't even think about it. But we've been just kind of saving up, trying to get a good enough down payment, and so finally, we're at that point where it's cheaper to actually build a brand new house than to buy used.
Oh wow!
No, yeah, that's the kind of real estate down here in Florida is. And so right now the roof is getting put on, and we're just kind of waiting it out till December. And I have my little corner next to the dog cage, with my wonderful background curtains. Yes.
Hey, see, I'm telling you, we look professional, but we're like totally not.
Yeah, I'm like in this little square. I'm just like, hey guys, trying to go to the bathroom quick doesn't work out very well. So
no, I'm always afraid because my bathroom is like right here, and I'm always thinking like when I'm on the shows with Dad, like people can hear me pee, so like I'm always muting it.
That my dog's bowl is right here, and he's a French Mastiff, so he like licks loud, and so anytime he gets a drink, I'm like, crap, mute it, shut up, Samson, come on. It's like you have all day to eat and drink, and right now is the time you decide. Thanks, appreciate it, pal.
It's crazy. I was talking to Sally Mullins the other night. She said she felt like a loser because her freaking Wi-Fi went out, or her connection, something went out, and I'm like, you know what? It happens to the best of us. I mean, like Dad has said, people have come in using dildos as microphones. People have breastfed on the show. People have cooked dinner on the show. Like, I just don't understand that, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, I just don't understand what people are thinking. Like, it's a comedy show. Like, pay attention, sit down, relax, have a drink. Yeah, you can get up, but, like, don't be stupid. One guy was cooking dinner the whole time. And it was like, you're going to share with the class? Like, what's happening here? This is a comedy show, not a cooking time. What is going on here?
It's hilarious. And then Dad will point them out, and I think that's even better when he points them out and he busts on them. It's like, you people are asking for it.
Yeah. Like if you don't want to be part of the show, just, like, sit down, be quiet, enjoy yourself. That's all you got to do. Like,
exactly. And getting back to Dat Fan, like, I love the environment there. I've met so many nice people. I feel like I finally belong somewhere. Like, my entire life, I felt like I don't belong anywhere. And now, like, I feel like I have a comedy family. Like, this is our family, and it's great.
yeah, and it's so cool how nice everyone is. Like, when I host, I send, hey, what do you want your intro being? They're like, oh, this can be it, but you did great the other night, and, like, we trade stories. And I feel like having more comedy friends pushes you to do better.
Yes.
And it's like so cool that it's just like, oh, this guy did this, I want to try that, I need to slow down. And on Zoom, it's a whole different world, and it's just so cool, the environment that Dat put together, and we are very lucky that he asked us to come play. Yeah.
We are very lucky. I had him as a friend back in the day on my old Facebook account, and I was on the Howard Stern show back in 2016, and after that, I got tons of videos and pictures of all kinds of obscene things that men were doing to themselves and to women. So I had got rid of that account. Plus, my boyfriend at the time did not like that, which, I understand.
Fair enough.
So I had made this new one, and he came up and recommended friends. So I clicked it, and like a minute later, maybe he's like, "Hey, I'm doing these Zoom shows. You want to be on?" And I was like, sure. He's like, I think he's thinking like, who's the creepier one? The one messaging or the one responding saying yes?
That's exactly how I was. He's like, hey, weren't you in Florida? I go, yeah. He's like, do you want to do Zoom comedy? Question mark. I go, all right. Like, do you say no to that fan? No, you don't.
No. Not at all. Not at all. He's definitely great. And he is hilarious. He cracks me up every time he's talking, whether he's got stuff written or he's just off the cuff. Like he's just great.
It's amazing. Like, I wish at one point I would be there just so you can just go, you know what? I'm just going to talk and just have a good time. Like, that's just so impressive of what level of comic comedian he is. And then he's trying to bring us in and teach us some stuff. Like, it's so cool. And
he's friendly, you know, he's like the one rare producer that's never asked me for naked pictures, never has been any kind of inappropriate at all. Like Katie PHAN has a great husband, let me tell you, like he's totally appropriate. Like it's great. And it's great working with somebody so professional for once. Like the whole thing is just fantastic. All around.
He is way professional. I wish I'll tell you this story. I posted online, hey, if you want to join, the audience, you can text this number and you can be part of the audience. Well, my mom thought it was my phone number to text. And so, so she texted that fan, hey, Adam, it's your mom with a heart. And I'm like, Mom, that wasn't me. And so Dad replied, and like a normal text message, just like, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? And I'll send you the link. And so my mom had to call me, just so confused, just like, Adam, I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused here.
And why didn't I get a heart back?
And so during Dad's show, he brings it up. He goes, well, Adam's mom sent me a heart, so I guess I'm your son now. Like, alrighty then.
There you go. Now, I want to talk about like Florida life versus New York life. I could never live in Florida. I think I would have to be in air conditioning all the time. It's really, really hot there, right?
Oh yeah, if that's our biggest fear. Most people are like, oh, a hurricane, alligators. No AC. That is the biggest fear down here for sure. It is right now. I think it was heat index of 102. You're outside for like 2 minutes and you're already just drenched. It's bad.
I can't even handle the New York weather because I have stage 3 kidney failure for medications that I took for years, and the heat just kills me. Like Florida, I would be dead in 5 minutes. And I'm like the whitest person I know. I would probably combust into flames. Actually, when I think I was like 12 or 13, my neighbor actually chased me with a wooden stake, this little boy, because he thought I was a vampire. He's like, your blinds are always drawn. No, weirdo. They're drawn so like they're closed so you don't look in.
Yeah. You're not supposed to see me.
What else did he say? Oh, I never went outside. I was so white. And my dad mowed the lawn when he got home from work in the evening, so he thought my whole family was vampires.
I mean, that's the only conclusion I drew up to. Right. That's only makes sense. Yeah, Florida, the heat is insane down here. But like, what's nice is that I do live in the trailer park, and you get a lot of people that are from New York. They come down here, snowbirds, to get a bit of that. But they're just so nice. And like then they meet a Floridian. They're like, why do I stay here? I'm going back north for 6 months. Like,
really? I thought we were the bigger assholes, Florida.
You never been to a Walmart down here, have you?
No, I've never been to Florida. No, I've never been there.
Oh, you gotta come down. As much as I rail on it, it's an experience for sure. Twilight Zone experience for sure.
Now, I never lived in a trailer park, but I did live in a trailer though when I was pregnant for 6 months because my baby son, this is so trashy sounding, was in jail for violating his probation. And I moved in with his parents. They're so sweet. The mom's like 83, the father's 94. So it was like kind of I was taking care of them, but he moved me in to watch me, and he's so nuts. He accused me of having like gangbangs in his parents' trailer. Like, okay, here I am pregnant, like out to here.
And you're telling that story? Like, wait a minute, dude. Come on.
Like, come on. Although, I don't know, that might be one of like Sally Mullins' plot lines. I'm having her on. I'm interviewing her next week, Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. And yeah, we're definitely gonna share some experiences.
I feel like she should write a book.
Yes.
Like, from her life, like, she just listening to her, like, she can just read anything and it'd be great. Like, she has done everything, and just the way she presents herself as like such a professional too, it's so cool. It's just
awesome. It is awesome. Actually, I showed my boyfriend her special today on Amazon. Sleazy Does It. It's really good, really funny. It's definitely really good.
I haven't seen. There's a couple of them that have come through here. They're like, yeah, she's a special on Amazon. I guess borrow someone's Amazon account. Hopefully the parents have it still.
Because they'll send you my info. It's really good, and I gotta admit, I looked her up on Pornhub.
You gotta know, right?
I do, and it's weird. It's weird seeing somebody you know that you've talked to with like that kind of stuff, and I'm definitely gonna talk to her about that because just wow.
I mean, you got to know who you're talking to. You're doing research for the podcast. It all makes sense. I gotcha.
Yes. That's what I can file it under. Yes, file it under. Yes, definitely research. Now, I see you perform at the Laugh-In, and that's at Fort Myers in Florida.
Yes. So I do a lot of open mics. I'm still kind of new to the whole comedy routine and getting into the circuit, but I'm working on that. But I do a lot of open mics down here. McCurdy's Comedy Club up in Sarasota, I do as well. And I was getting into the rhythm of it, and then COVID hit, so now I'm all online, which is great. But it's a lot of fun. I love going to these open mics. You meet such great comedians, and they're as well so nice. It's like one of those weird professions where like I haven't met any jerks that are just like, how dare you come and try to be funny on my stage.
You know, it's funny you say that because I get that vibe from like the upstate New York comedians where I live. Like, I feel like I don't fit in. Like, I mean, and they're friendly to me, but I just don't feel like I'm allowed in for some reason. Like,
well, it's like I feel like I'm a decent sized man, you know. I'm 5'10", have a beard. I guess people are just scared of me. I get two things: either they're scared of me or they think I'm a douche. I don't know. I guess I have that vibe. All right, that's cool.
Nice. I think they get the vibe like, oh, she's only done like New York City shows. Oh, she's like snooty or something. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel prejudged, even though they're probably not judging me at all. It's probably all in my crazy head. Because as you know, us comedians are pretty freaking crazy.
You kind of have to be to get in front of everyone. It's like, what are you doing?
I agree. I remember sitting at shows like afterwards, and we're all like describing each our medications that we're on, what kind of therapy we're in, our diagnosis, and it's like it's kind of all the same.
It's like, there seems to be a pattern around here. There's all these matches. But I think that's what adds to it, because like that's what makes you different. All your like, you never see like good young comedians. Like, there are some, but like the older you get, the more experience you get. Like, that just adds to it, and you can relate to a lot more people with more experience you have. Like all the LA jokes that they tell, nothing. I've never been to California, and then like I'm just like, okay. Yeah,
me
LA.
too. I laugh. It's like, okay, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and that's why like a lot of my Florida jokes I have to cut out, because I'm like, I don't think people know what a public sub is. So
no.
Tell
me.
Exactly.
What is that?
So I think, let me see if I get this right. You guys got like a Trader Joe's up there?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's a really nice. You take a Walmart, you make it nicer. Is the best way of what a Publix is. And they have like a really good deli. And and they have subs that like you put chicken fingers on, and they like cheese on top of it and barbecue sauce. It's just like it's a Florida staple. Like if you go to the beach, you go to a Publix, you get a Publix sub. You go to the beach, and they just like it's just so good. That's all. That's all it really is. It's nothing spectacular, but it's just really good.
Here in this little town, we have Subway, but you know that's like pedophile city, you know, with Jared the.
Good old Jared. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
I know, like he must still be there, right? I don't even know what his sentence was.
Yeah, I don't. Do you think he got fat again? He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just done
He
with
might
it.
have. He might have. Well, it depends how much commissary he gets, I guess. I kind of have a little experience with the jail system with my ex-boyfriend. I know they eat a lot of ramen noodle soup, and I know they cook it in like a little plastic bag, and the officers will bring in hot water, and then they add like hot Cheetos to it, Slim Jims. They call it what do they call it? Oh, the cook-up. They call it the cook-up.
Huh.
It sounds totally disgusting. Oh, and they use like the spray cheese in there, and like it just sounds disgusting. But maybe, you know, if you're eating jail food, like I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, it sounds like a college dorm room to me. What do you got? Just put it all in there, top it off with cheese, and it's done. You're great.
That does sound like a dorm room. You're right.
I'm trying not to compare jail to a dorm. That's completely different. Let's not. That was a bad comparison.
Oh my God, what an experience that place was. Whew. Like visitation, you would go and all the chicks would be like yelling at their men, spitting in their faces and like slapping them, and I'm just like, whoa.
What is happening here? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, one night some lady tried to pass cocaine through a French kiss to her boyfriend, and it dropped right on the floor, right in front of the officer. And then she tried leaving, like she's really gonna escape a jail, right?
Like, oh, bye.
We're like, oh no, they yanked her and put her in a cell. It was like, well, now no more visitation, huh?
I'll see you on the yard, honey. Don't worry.
That's right. And the male officers, like, they would let you kiss your significant other and stuff, but the female officers, oh no, they were like, don't you touch. They were nasty. But I don't know if they were jealous, because I don't know. They all seemed like they all seem very manly, like, to kind of put it. I guess
I can see it. I mean, you kind of have to be a little tough and rough when you're in a jail system. I got it. Yeah.
Oh, I would totally die there. And like working there and being there, I would totally be somebody's bitch like the first day. I know I would be. Although my boyfriend was telling me, like, Tim Allen, when he was in prison or jail, whatever he did, I forget what that was, cocaine or something, I think, that he used to tell jokes to prevent rape.
I could see that actually happening, having like the comedian of the jail. So it's like, don't mess with him. He just tells jokes. He's fine.
That's right.
Like,
yeah. So we might survive. I don't know.
That's how I would have to be. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm dead. This is it. This is where I die.
Luckily, we stay out of that system by following the rules.
I don't breastfeed while on Zoom. I don't bake cookies. I stay in frame. I think we can handle this, April. Yes.
I think we got it. We could rock those orange jumpsuits or whatever color they were.
Oh.
Now, where can you be found on social media? Like, what are your accounts that people can follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Mix them all together. Just look up my name, Adam Santa Fe. I am the only Adam Santa Fe in the system that I know of. So it's really easy to find. Not a stage name, so it's just cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. There's like 50,000 April Burkes.
I actually had to go through and like. Yeah, so when I was trying to find you, I actually had to like okay, mutual friends, dat fan. There it is, perfect. That one, yes.
Yep. I am. Mine is @Comic April Burke on Instagram and Twitter. And I always forget to tell people this during the show. Subscribe to my channel, please. I hear everybody else like begging people like 50 million times during their shows, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. And I just never mention it. This is my first time mentioning it. And
You're doing great. I've watched all your podcasts. They're excellent. You do a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour because I had Monster and albuterol. And feeling a little jacked up. Are there any future things that you're working on? I saw something today. There was some kind of show that Jessica Miranda, I think it was, that tagged a bunch of us in it. You were in that, right?
Yeah, so I'm not, I haven't got confirmation on when, but it's kind of like an open mic, kind of like, and they kind of judge people at the same time. It actually looks a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to get on that. I'm actually doing a improv live Facebook on the 22nd, I believe it is. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You can watch it on Facebook. And I'll post all that information. So if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I'll kind of let everyone know where you can watch that. It is a lot of fun. The people I work with are actually down in Naples, Stage 2 Improv, my little plug.
There you go.
And it's so much fun. If you like Whose Line Is It Anyways, if you like seeing me sing, I will probably end up doing some type of song. Making up a top of our head, which is a lot of fun.
You do that? That's so cool. Oh, I should have had you do it. Like come on. I'm not gonna put you on the spotlight then.
Oh, look at that! It's time to go, April Blood.
Oh, I see. RV's moving.
Yeah. I forgot to pay rent. Shit.
That's great. That's great.
Really make sure you pay that lot fee real quickly on that one.
Yeah, right. What you have to pay? That's how trailer parks work, right? They you have to pay a lot, like a monthly rent kind of thing.
Yeah, so we call it's rent. It's our lot fee, and then you pay electric on top, and it's still cheaper than renting a house. It's insane. It's so nice too that it's like the community here is just so much nicer than being in like an apartment where you don't know your neighbors and like you hear someone partying outside and it's like, oh, I wish they were quiet. The people that are partying here are people who are retired and don't care. It's great.
That sounds awesome. I live in a retirement community, but yeah, they're all pretty quiet. And you see the ambulance is coming in and out, and it's just like, oh, there goes another one.
Oh gosh, I hope that wasn't Richard. That's terrible.
That's right. And like I've told on that fan, one morning my son was taking a nap, and I went to put on porn, and my patio door right here was open, and my neighbor's like, I had it hooked to my very loud Bluetooth speaker right here too, and it started blasting, and oh my. Now I live with, the elderly. I live with developmentally disabled adults that have their own apartments. Yeah, so it's like, you know what? April moves in, and just there goes the neighborhood. just hide.
Oh, it sounds like they're having fun over there. So I'm going to go join that.
Ooh, that apartment's rocking.
We'll just close the blinds, let the privacy.
That's right. That's right. I got my theater curtains to block it all out.
Which wonderful, as always.
Thank you. My boyfriend today's like, hey, we got a tripod.
Hey, I'm assuming you have a ring light too, I think. Is that?
I do. I got one. Kaiser recommended one. He is fantastic. He's going to be putting together a little Zoom online kit for people with the recommendations.
That's awesome. I got the ring light. Next thing would probably be a mixer and probably a better webcam. But right now, living in the trailer, this is the best I can do.
Yes. And as a single mom who gets no child support, and I'm on SSDI because of PTSD and kidney failure, I do it from my phone. And I know Dad's like, you got to get a computer. It's like, well, I don't even have money for groceries this week. How am I going to get a freaking computer?
Well, I think the tripod helped. You look steady, you look good. If you would never have told me you're on a phone, I would never know. Like,
Yeah,
it looks
and
good.
yeah, he didn't know. I don't think until I told him to. Although when I come in the room, like I'm always adjusting my camera because the mercury in the phone doesn't flip, and I'm
Yeah.
always facing the opposite direction.
Well,
And then, were you on the show where I don't know, I was sick because I've been sick. I had the flu and bronchitis, and I watched a few shows, and I had a new tripod. I kicked it. The phone went flying. I write him this apology message. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Dad. I will not ruin your show. I'll come back another time. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, I keep kicking my tripod. He's like, well, stop doing that, would you? Like,
that was,
he's like, just come back in.
just kind of get in here. Who cares? My thing was, it was like at the last, it was the headliner. I think it was actually Sally Mullins. My whole curtain fell. I was like adjusting it, and all of a sudden it just falls. And I'm just like, and I like ended recording, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I put it back up? Do I come back in? Do I just stay black? What do I do? I don't know.
Oh no.
And it was like during that time, it was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm half asleep, and I'm just like, ah.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my God. He used to make fun of me because when I started, wasn't in front of the curtains. I was sitting on my couch, and he would see my son's, oh, it's not even here, his little hobby horse in the corner. And he's like, April, it's so great to see you with curtains without your hobby horse. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I didn't even realize it was behind me.
I have like Legos of RVs that people give me that I build, and like it was in the background, and like the first few shows, he was like, "Love the Legos, Adam." But it's like, I'm an adult.
That's right. Here I am telling period jokes and dick jokes and all that kind of stuff with a hobby horse in the background.
It makes it real. Like, I feel like that brings people in, you know?
Yes, it does. It adds, yes, it does. The other night, I don't think you were on that show. There was a guy, he was like standing under an underpass.
There's been people like that who are driving in their car.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
There was one night some guy was in the back seat of his car because he was at a party and had to come in from his car. What are these people thinking?
Like, why are you out? What are we doing? Like, I like how people are just like telling. In Florida, we had a curfew a while back at like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, who's out at 10 o'clock? I'm in bed by 9.
I know. Before I met my my new boyfriend, I was in bed at 7:30 every night with my son. Like my late nights were shows with Dad. Those were my late nights. And that was like the only time I actually had adult conversation too, because I'm just talking to a 2-year-old all day, you know. It's like,
yeah, it's just like, all right, I need to just get this out. Let me do comedy for a little bit.
Exactly,
yes.
And I can't practice in front of him. He repeats everything. I'm always stepping on his toy like F, and then he'll be like F F F. I'm like no, like no, watch your mouth, April, watch your mouth. I can just see him going to kindergarten and telling one of my freaking jokes.
This is what Mommy taught me in class today.
That'd be horrible.
Show and tell. Mommy taught me something new during quarantine. Now you gotta watch out for that. I'm so sorry.
I know CPS will be here and like knocking on the door. What are you teaching your son?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
Now is he going back to school, or you're gonna homeschool him? I'm just curious.
I want to homeschool him. I really do. And I think, we're going to be stuck in this online situation for years. But like, even in the future, if I do travel, I would just love to have him with me and not leave him with somebody,
Yeah, absolutely.
And, the whole cure to the school shootings, all those mass school shootings, was the freaking coronavirus. People aren't shooting up their houses.
I didn't even think about that. That is actually kind of smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is the cure. If they kill their parents, that's a whole other story,
Then we know who to blame. It's like, man, maybe it's you. Let's think about this.
That's right. Now, in Florida, are they big Trump supporters?
So we have pockets of Trump supporters, and like it's a real mixed bag down here for sure. But did I lose you, April?
No, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, you froze on me.
Oh, damn Spectrum. I'm going to call them out. Spectrum.
We have them here too. Wait a minute, Spectrum to Spectrum. What is happening around here?
Oh, man.
But yeah, we do have a lot of Trump supporters down here, but it's like we have a lot of older population who, of course, are fans.
Yeah.
And I try to stay out. That's why, like, some of my comedy, I try to stay out of the political range. Like, it's your opinion. I don't mind. All I ask, if you're going to say something, cite your source and prove me wrong.
Yes. I don't get into the political stuff either. I remember during the last election, everybody was on stage telling Hillary and Trump jokes, and I just stuck to my cock and pussy jokes. And here in upstate New York, there are a lot of Trump supporters, and but I guess we do have a healthy mix, I guess, kind of. My father is a huge Trump supporter. Like, he will just fight you to the death over Trump stuff. And I gotta say, I used to love Trump when he was on the Howard Stern show. He was so candid and open. I mean, he told Howard he could have fucked Princess Diana. I mean, he did this one, he did that one. Like, that was the guy I liked. And it's just weird seeing him in the White House.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I think if he would have stayed out of the White House, just be who he is. Like, let him do his thing. He would have been fine. Like, no one cares. Let's let Trump be Trump. That's great. But, like,
yes.
as other countries look and go, that's the president.
So, and you know, when Kanye West said he was going to run, I was like, you know what? Might not be a bad option.
I had the same thought. I'm like,
Exactly. Although I did recently write to the White House about my son getting screwed out of his stimulus payment, and they actually did respond to me saying they were forwarding it to the proper federal agencies. So, like, I can't talk shit about him because he's helping me. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Not him personally, but, you know, his staff. And I think that's great. Because with my son, my son's father claimed him on his taxes. He does not pay child support. He owes another mother over 40 grand in child support. So it was yanked and sent to the first mother.
Yep. And
there's no way around that with the tax laws. But I did have a settlement. But the judge, it was the day before I went to New York City where I got COVID-19. And and she didn't complete the paperwork for the settlement. So he got screwed out of the stimulus and went to the first mother. And now with the second round, he's going to get screwed again unless this administration does something and help me. So I thought it was great when I got a reply that they were forwarding it to the proper federal agency. That was their exact wording. I thought that was awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they're helping people. I do believe there's a lot of good people in politics right now wanting to help. They do want to help. They want to try and make this a lot better and as easy as possible. And so they just need to come to agreement on where that is, and that's way above my pay grade. I tell jokes.
Yep. Way above my pay grade too, and that's why I don't debate people. That's all the shit you see on Facebook nowadays. It's all political. You know, it happens every election year. I mean, they would bash Obama. They would have bashed anybody that's in there. But the people just, like, they get so intense with it. It's just like, I barely, like, I'll read the post of my fellow comedian friends, but, like, everybody in between is just like scroll.
It's because, like, adding all these people, and it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, funny joke, funny meme. Oh, skip that. Let's not look at that. Moving on. Let's go. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, people are just fighting over stupid stuff. It's like, just get off your ass and do something productive. Like, go serve an elderly person a meal, like, instead of arguing this kind of crap.
Yeah, it's like they're all, it seems like it's a lot of talk. It's like, just do something then. Like, I feel like, for as weird as Trump is, he actually helped a lot to get people into politics, learning more, getting more involved. Like, we're getting a lot more people involved, the younger generation, older generation who is out of it. Like, it's for as weird as this country is right now, it's getting better because of the weirdness. I guess.
Yeah, and definitely this whole COVID-19 threw us all for a loop. I mean, all around the world. I had a dream I was in New Zealand the other day. It's like, you know what? That sounds kind of nice, actually. Like, because you never hear about them in the news. And, like, I think they were the country with, like, the rarest rate of COVID-19 because they just keep to themselves. And I was like, that might be a good idea.
Yes.
I don't know.
Like, they're on to something here. Let's do that. That sounds good.
Yes, they are. I finally saw that Trump is not to keep getting into politics, but it's not really politics. Like, he started wearing a mask. Like, I find it weird. Do you see people down there driving by themselves with the masks on?
Yeah, we have a couple of those driving. I was like, "What are you doing? You okay there, buddy? You all right?" Just like,
I equate that to like the people that have joint Facebook accounts. Like they're probably the same caliber or maybe the same people. Like
yeah.
in those cases, you know one of those people cheated.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. Exactly, yes.
It is totally what it means. Now, how long have you and your girlfriend been together?
We have been together for about 5 years now.
Oh, wow.
So we've been through college together. We were on and off, and then these past 3 years we've been together steady throughout. Ever since moving into our RV. So she has been way too supportive of me doing all this stuff with late nights with that fan and all that stuff. So the least I can do is get her a house. So.
Yes, I know. My boyfriend helps out too with my son while recording. Last night I was trying to record, but the guy, Joe Milonas, he was in Long Island and the hurricane knocked out all their Wi-Fi and even his cell phone like got knocked out and I didn't hear from him. Like, yeah. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, listen, you can't, like, I wouldn't hold it against you for a natural disaster. Like, I wouldn't even hold it against you if something weird happened. Like, I'm laid back. Like, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, like, as long as you're okay, like, that's the biggest thing right there. As those hurricanes, yeah. I know down here in Florida, anything below a Cat 3, we're totally fine. Like, we have, I know it sounds weird. It's just one of those things. It's like a Cat 1 where everything's all rebuilt down here so many times that's like, hey, we can survive it. It's fine.
Now, how does that work? Like, you know, with all those trailer parks, like those things can't be too sturdy in hurricanes, right?
So no and yes. So we actually had when Irma came through here a couple of years ago. Actually, probably a while now. It was like a Category 5 came through, and everyone kind of came together. And we actually put all our RVs right next to each other, so that way it kind of protects each other. And we actually did very well. But a lot of these mobile home parks. They did evacuate them. Like if there's a bad storm, you have to leave. Like there's no arguing it. You get in your car, you leave, you go to your friend's house, go to a shelter, because it's the odds of it blowing away are high.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
and you see, like, even like in the like Tornado Valley too, you see a lot of people in the trailers. So I always wonder, like, how are they not in Oz? Like, how are they not?
Yeah, it's like, oh, this isn't where I parked it. Wait a minute here.
Like, New York has brutal winters, but I think I would totally take that over like earthquakes and you know, the hurricanes and the heat and all that. They actually say people that live through all the 4 seasons live longer for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I don't know.
Well, it's just because you live in the heat. It just gets to your brain after you have like winter is 2 days where it's 60. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, we usually spend Christmas at the beach down here. That's how nice
that's
it is.
weird. We had a few years ago, maybe not even with it's like COVID-19 gives you like time lapsing, like this whole pandemic. Like you don't realize what year it is and when shit happened. But
like
it was
last year, the year before.
It was 75 degrees on Christmas, and it just didn't feel right because we're used to like snow or like freezing cold. But yeah, and we get hit with like storms that'll like come up to here, you know.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm good. I have no desire to shovel snow, wear more than a t-shirt and pants, shorts on. I am good. If I can't wear flip-flops out of my RV, I don't want to. I'm good.
Now that sounds like the life you got there, sir.
Can't complain. No worries down here. You know, flip-flops, Hawaiian t-shirts. I'm good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know. I always like your shirts that you wear.
Yeah, I feel like they're loud enough where people will remember me. If not for the name, they'll remember the shirt. I'm good. Yeah.
There you go. That sounds good. That sounds good. Actually, it's getting hot in here right now. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe it was in the 80s today here. I'm not too sure. But I do have to get back to bed to cuddle my son. So, but thank you for coming on. I had a great time, a wonderful time. I will edit everything and then let you know how it goes.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I just love chatting away. If you ever need me back, let me know. And I hope to see you on all the Zoom shows. Keep doing what you do. And thank you for having me.
Definitely, and likewise. Keep up the positive attitude. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And the energy, yes. Everybody be kind to one another and enjoy your week.